That's right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back in for another main event mixer. We got the crew, we got the squad in the house. First off, before I introduce everybody, happy birthday to one half of the Wrestling Junkies podcast, Mr. Cincinnati. I know he's out there celebrating right now, but we're going to celebrate by talking some wrestling. We got a PLE today, during the day, of course, happening in Saudi. I am joined, of course, by Tino from Tino's Time. Tino, we hung out for SmackDown last night. Here we are again.
What's up, man? I know it's like we never left. We got off, we went to bed, we got right back up, and here we are, right, ready to go. And you know, I don't know. I like these afternoon pay-per-views. It gives me we get the nighttime, go out and actually do something. It's starting to get nice out, so let's do this.
I was gonna say you got family over too, so you got some family stuff to do today, don't you?
Yeah, I got things to do. So the show got this pay-per-view got to end fast. It did say on Peacock it was gonna be 6 hours though, so I don't know how it's gonna go.
Well, I don't think it's going to go that long, but we got 6 matches. I know we alluded to it last night, so that's a big card. We got Paperclip Mike, one half of the Blog World Order, in the house. Mike, good to see you. How you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm doing good, and we're going to celebrate Mr. Cincinnati by no longer mentioning him the rest of the show.
That's the way to do it,
That's
right?
Our birthday present. We're going to completely ignore him.
You know, we got a lot going on in June with the network when it comes to birthdays. We were celebrating mine. Maybe I just have a lot going on in my life. I don't know. It's just me and Mr. Cincinnati. But, Tino, you excited for this pay-per-view? How you feeling for this?
I mean, like you said, the card is a little bit bigger than usual, especially as of late with these WWE PLEs. And I think it's going to be a good show. The only you talked about it last night, there's two championship matches, and it's called Night of Champions. We should have just called it King and Queen of the Ring. And that's like my biggest thing about it. But I'm excited about the matches, the street fight and everything. And I just got done before we started watching Raquel and Rhea from New Year's Evil 2021.
Oh, I forgot about that.
In NXT. And the only reason why I always remember is because it was one of the first ever preview shows I did for Tino's Time, like for NXT shows and everything. So it's really cool, like we talked about, just seeing them do this and that. But I'm excited, but like I said, their pay-per-view should be called something else.
Yeah, it definitely should. Mike, how you feeling going to this? I know you haven't been able to catch some things live, but what have you thought of the build to this show so far?
Yeah, well, the build, like Tino said, this is basically just King of the Ring. Like, honestly, out of all the Saudi shows, this is the first one that doesn't just feel like a glorified house show.
Good point.
Like, there's actually stakes, there's title matches, like, or we're going to have a title match, but it's going to be like, I know exactly who's going to win this. Like, this reminds me of how they used to do those UK exclusive pay-per-views back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, where it's like, this is a house show.
Right.
And I actually used to have the original Night of Champions on DVD, and literally that was the basis of the pay-per-view. Literally every match on the show was the title match.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, if you're not going to make it Night of the Champions, just put it in the bin with the rest of the other pay-per-view names.
Right, and it's like when they call Hell in a Cell, and they do one Hell in a Cell match, or Money in the Bank, and you have 2 matches. Yeah.
Yeah, like just make money. Put Money in the Bank back on WrestleMania. Get more guys' paydays. Hell in a Cell also as a pay-per-view needs to go away.
I think it did actually.
Yeah, because it used to be like when it was a Hell in a Cell first came out. When they brought up the Hell in a Cell, I was like, oh, this is. I don't think you should have feuds where it's like 3 of them need to end in a Hell in a Cell on the same show.
Right.
That's supposed to be the end of the feud. If you got to go to Hell in a Cell, somebody messed up somewhere. Like, that's bad blood. Which, ironically, and I did that by accident. That was also the first Hell in a Cell was at Bad Blood because that was the debut of Kane in '97.
Look at this. You know your ball. You know wrestling, don't you?
There's one thing I know.
It's this.
It's wrestling, so.
And that's why you're one half of the Blog World Order and working on some things behind the scenes. I don't know if you want to announce it or.
Yeah, I can announce what I want to do.
Okay.
But once again, it's time. I have 87 hours in a day to work of content and 24 hours to actually have. So I'm a little bit behind on the Evolve reviews. I'm working on those.
Yeah.
Drop Kicks and Attractions is coming back.
Oh, here we go. Breaking news. New podcast coming back to the network.
We're bringing back. That's actually the show that brought me to the dance.
That's true.
We actually have the new logo set up, and so we're going to hopefully get that started here soon. I have 3 separate writing things I want to do because I don't need a free. I'm going to do one on stables and factions.
Nice.
And I already know the first one I'm going to do. I'm going to do my all-time favorite stable, which was the Dangerous Alliance back in WCW, where one stable you had Paul Heyman as the mouthpiece, you had Medusa, you had Rick Rude, you had Arn Anderson, you had Bobby Eaton, you had Stunning Steve Austin, and Larry Zbyszko.
Quite squad.
And then I want to just do a general writing one about wrestlers. My first one I'm going to do is on Paul Orndorff, who I love Paul Orndorff. And then I also want to write about what year had the best, what year was the best pay-per-view year.
Oh, that's
like review the pay-per-views, rank the matches, and see, what year actually had like the best pay-per-views.
I like that. That's a unique idea. You don't see many of that going around on the internets for sure. So if you want to keep up with us, check out his blogs, check out all the content we have. Make sure you're following us on all the socials at @mainevent_net. And we are currently on the road to 200 subscribers. We did the 24-hour stream marathon a couple months ago, and that elevated us to a whole different level. And be on the lookout, guys, because there's a lot of ideas going on in our group chat right now. We have a lot of main event moves coming your way. So if you're enjoying this content, make sure you're subscribed because we are streaming right now here on YouTube. And guys, I have a tight window. We got to keep it under an hour. We have 6 matches to talk about. So you ready to get into this card?
Sure.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's start off with some of the fan favorites here as we have Sami Zayn taking on Karrion Kross. Tino, I know you've seen the uproar online, people saying, we want Kross. Well, you're getting him here at a PLE in Saudi Arabia. He takes on Sami Zayn. So how do you see this match shaking out here at Night of Champions?
Well, finally. I've been a Karrion Kross stan since he was bald in NXT, winning the NXT Championship. So I love Karrion Kross. I'm finally happy that he's getting this moment and he's getting the time and everything else like that. And it's sad that it's taken this long, but we all know how much the Saudis love our guy, Mr. Sami Zayn. So I think it's going to be a good match, and I think it's going to hopefully elevate Kross in a way still, and hopefully it continues the momentum. And as much as I think a win would help him, I just think that they're going to give the win to Sami. And we're going to be celebrating, and he's going to have himself a party in Saudi. So Sammy's going to walk out the win, and hopefully it doesn't hurt Kross. But again, like, it's just one of those things that I just try not to get my hopes up until I actually continuously see it. Because,
smart.
That's my motto in life. But don't get excited about nothing, because then you don't get let down. So,
exactly. You can't get let down if you don't set expectations, right?
So happy for Kross finally getting it, but Sammy's still going to get the win here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that he's getting a match here. We've seen him in backstage segments now for, it seems like, months. And the Great Brown Hope saying, Sami lays down for Kross after a finger poke of doom. That would be wild. I don't know if I see that happening, but Paperclip Mike, how do you see this match shaking out?
Who I want to win and who I think's going to win are 2 different people, first of all.
Of course.
I've been a big Kross fan since TNA or Impact or whatever it was back then.
When he was killer.
Yeah, he was Killer Kross. I have the pro wrestling t-shirt. Like, I'm a little personal with this one because I've been able to talk to him a few times, and he couldn't be a nicer dude.
He's a good dude.
Like, dude, like, I needed motivation, and I got a cameo from him one time, and he sent me a 6.5-minute cameo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Completely, like, couldn't be, like, the absolute nicest dude in the world. So I want him to win because this is his first one-on-one singles match pay-per-view in 3 years?
That's
in
crazy.
2022?
Yeah.
Like, not counting the WrestleMania one, I think it's been at least 2 or 3 years since he's had a one-on-one PLE match, which is ridiculous.
And that was his last PLE match, was the WrestleMania one with the Street
Yeah,
Profits.
like, and then he hasn't been in a
Final
PLE since WrestleMania last year.
That's just sad.
And I want him to win. Like, he needs, like, the crowd is out there saying we want him. Like, his shirt was selling like crazy.
Did you see those fans in Saudi just surrounding him in scarlet? I mean,
yes,
it was like,
it's crazy.
Like, insane.
They need to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And, like, I want him to win. Like, once again, I think he 100% deserves this. He needs to be higher up on the card than he is. But I have a feeling Sammy, like, I don't think Sammy, this is nothing on Sammy. I love Sammy ever since
Me too.
the other name, years and years. I saw him in ROH years ago.
El Generico, who's RIP.
Yeah.
See
The
you later,
orphanage in Tijuana. Like,
yeah.
But this Sammy's going to win, I think. But I want Cross to win. Like, move him up there. Get him up to, like, Intercontinental, U.S. title. Get him in that area right there because I think he will thrive.
That's his sweet spot, I think, is right there in the mid-card title scene because he plays that perfect adversary, that evil genius with Scarlett. I mean, it is money, but what you guys are saying is so true. Like, the brain says Sami Zayn, the heart says Karrion Kross. Because when you look on paper, Sami Zayn has been presented as a bigger star over the past decade than Karrion Kross has. Let's just be real. On paper, Sami Zayn is a bigger name. But if you're asking me who needs it more, I think you can make a case easily for Karrion Kross to win this match. But for me, I'm going with Sami Zayn. And it's crazy. Like, Mike, you said it. I like Sami Zayn. I love Sami Zayn. He's one of my favorites.
100%.
But I don't want him to win.
No.
Which is wild. And
he doesn't need it. He can take the loss.
So do you think that, like, would just continue this feud then with Sami and Kross? It would just take it to another level then if you were to lose?
Maybe. Like, honestly, no matter who wins or loses, I don't know where they're going with this.
True.
There's no...
Well, we don't know what Kross's contract situation is either.
Yeah, like, there's rumors and
could be
insinuations that, he doesn't want to take a back bump and, like, all this crap. Which he's also already come out and denied. And it's like, no, that's stupid.
Right.
But yeah, like, usually you can tell when there's more to a story or we're getting towards the end of a story. I don't know where this is going to go regardless of who wins.
Right. And we guess we'll find out here in a couple hours because we still are just 2 hours away from Night of Champions. So if you're watching this live, let us know your picks as well in the comment section. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. We are on the road to 200 subscribers, and we got main event moves happening all day, every day. And we're moving on to another matchup here. It's a street fight. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. And apparently this match was replacing the Dom Mysterio versus AJ Styles match that was supposed to happen for the IC title. Regardless, Mike, these two women have history. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of stakes, obviously, in this match. But I would assume Roxanne Perez and maybe others are going to get involved. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, I just saw a thread on Twitter this morning that there was like this really good history. They've actually had history since the first Mae Young Classic.
Oh, wow.
They were actually both in that first one, and then they were in the second one, and they had this really good thread of all their interactions since NXT. So they're like, it may not have like title stakes or title contention, but there's story there. There's, unlike the match we just talked about, there's history and there's story there. There's stuff you can build on. Yeah, and like it's a replacement, and I think Roxanne's going to be in there. Like the rumor is she's going to take the tag belt,
and she should. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm torn because I love Mommy. Everybody loves Rhea here. Mm-hmm. I've been a Raquel fan for a long time. She's up there. She's up there with Queen Nia with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this to Raquel, and it's only because of shenanigans. Mm-hmm. If it goes clean, I think it may be Rhea, but I have a feeling if this is street fight and she's got the backing of the Judgment Day and all this stuff, there's gonna be shenanigans.
You know what? It makes a lot of sense. It does. I'm gonna pick Rhea because it's just the safe route of going, just the bigger star. But I don't know if you caught this yesterday, Mike. You might have been too busy, but I said that I think once Liv Morgan is ready to return, you have Liv Morgan reunite with Rhea Ripley since they have history in the past working together, and she gets jealous of Roxanne and Raquel being the tag champions. There's your money feud when she returns.
The seeds were already there as soon as Roxanne started.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was thinking. As soon as I heard that they were going to give Roxanne the tag belt, I was like, oh, Liv's coming back, and she's going to be, 100%. I saw that coming. And there's nothing wrong with seeing stuff from a mile away.
Sure. Sometimes that's the best way to go.
Yeah, and I think that would be the best way to go with this because all 4 of those ladies can go, and I think it would be a great feud.
Yeah, and Tina,
and if she comes back in time, right, there's War Games.
Oh, perfect.
But like I said, they said live anywhere. I heard anywhere from 3 to 6 months. I heard a year. So.
Oh boy, let's hope it's not a year.
Yeah, I hope not. Like Liv's come a long way too.
Just bring back the Freebird rule already.
I don't think a dislocated shoulder could be that long. But
yeah,
crazy.
I guess it's pretty severe.
Yeah.
So, Tino, you did watch a throwback match. You said what, New Year's Evil between these two? So
New Year's Evil 2021 with Rhea still had blonde hair.
Rhea won that match, right?
No, Raquel actually won that.
Oh, Raquel won. So is Rhea gonna get her revenge here? Do you think?
I mean, I was shocked too because that's who I thought won. I thought Rhea won. So like when Raquel won because it was the last woman standing match too.
Oh yeah.
Because they put each other through the doors of the performance center. They just destroyed each other through the entire place. But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing with this match. It's like I'm really excited for it, and I'm just really interested to see it, and especially going back and watching and seeing like how far. Like I was thinking about, I was watching. I was like, these two were fighting on the NXT main event, and now like they're not the main event
for a long time too.
But they're like on a main roster pay-per-view performing in pretty much the same type of match. Besides, it's gonna be pinfall and not the count of 10. So I'm really excited to see this match. But I think Rhea's gonna win and Rhea's gonna come out on top as usual. And I think we are definitely gonna see some shenanigans and everything else like that with Roxanne. Maybe somebody comes out and helps Rhea. I don't.
Who would even help Rhea though? Like who's in that locker room?
I heard a random thing that somebody mentioned Nikki Bella, but I don't even know how that even makes sense. If they
it does because Liv and Nikki were teasing something and Raquel was with Liv.
Please no.
I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want it.
I'm not a Bella fan. Nothing against
No, me neither. Don't worry. Yeah.
I love the Bella twins, but I don't think that that's the thing too with it, where it's just like But yeah, I think it's going to be chaotic, and let's just hope we do not see the Slim Jim tables anymore. Last night we didn't see. We had like 7 tables in that.
Snap into a Slim Jim, Tino. Huh? Come on now, snap into a Slim Jim, brother.
Listen, I love myself some Slim Jim.
I know you do. I've seen you munching on them on the stream.
Listen, shut up.
Mike, are you a Cavs fan for the NBA?
Oh no, I haven't watched it in years, but I used to be a Pistons fan as a kid.
Okay, I was gonna say because our Bulls just made a trade with the Cavs. I thought we had a trade going on here. It's Lonzo Ball's going to the Cavs for a core.
I grew up as a Michael Jordan kid. Like,
hell yeah,
a little bit older than everybody else, so
yeah.
It was all about Michael. But I was a Pistons fan, and my all-time favorite player is Dennis Rodman.
Hell yeah.
This is why I'm a big Sophie Cunningham fan. Get on the WNBA.
Me too. Yeah.
Like, I already told my buddy I want her jersey for Christmas.
She's squaring up everybody.
Yeah, that's what she reminds me of, like Dennis Rodman or like Bill Laimbeer. Like, I go that far back with the Pistons, so.
And there you go. That was talking basketball with the main event crew over here.
Yeah, and that's literally all the basketball I know. So that's the first and last episode.
There you go.
Before we go to the next match, I don't know if you two are watching the kickoff or the countdown.
I'm not.
Last night, Kyle, we talked about the entrance stage. They did it again. They better not just do this BS in Saudi. I want to see this shit weekly now with these entrances and everything. It actually looks like a different type of an entrance. So
right,
I wanted to say
it's unique.
Yeah, unique. That's the word I was looking for. Unique entrance stages. So
you don't want Lonzo Ball, Great Brown Hope. That dude's never healthy. Never. I'm trying to compare him to a wrestler, but I don't want to bring down a wrestler who's always injured. So that would be kind of rude.
Did you? Oh, by the way, did you watch the Elena Black interview she did about her injury prone? She's like, no, dude, that's not why I was injured. I was like, I always said the worst part about being an internet wrestling fan is the internet wrestling fans.
You got that right.
I heard her injury. I'm like, oh no wonder she didn't say anything.
Again, you don't know what people go through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with people, where it's just like, again, like the stuff that she went through, the fact that
she had one injury.
She didn't know if she was going to be able to, she literally said in that interview, if she went and wrestled, she would have died on the show. That would have been great. Let's have another death on the show. So
yeah, and then people would probably be rooting for that too, because people are
because the worst part about being a wrestling fan are the fucking wrestling fans.
Hey, but if you want a safe space, you could follow the main event crew at mainevent_net. We ain't gonna be negative. I'm always ready to shill away, Tino. You know that. We got 4 more matches to talk about though. I'm really looking forward to this one. United States Championship match between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. The story is already there. We know what's going on here. It's pretty simple, but there is rumors that Hikuleo is apparently in Saudi Arabia. So we know how they like to debut new Bloodline members overseas, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Why is that?
I know. It's a thing. Solo,
We get they're from a different country, but you don't have to put it out there.
right? I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I've talked about this match enough on my other shows. I'm going to go with Jacob Fatu, even though I really do believe Solo Sikoa is probably going to win to set up a match down the line at SummerSlam maybe. So I'm going with Jacob Fatu, though, to retain. Tino, what do you think about this match?
I think Solo wins with shenanigans. How do you say it? Is it
Hikuleo?
Hikuleo? There we go. So I think if he comes out, we could definitely maybe see some type of shenanigans in him win. But I think that's exact. I think we're going to see match number 2 either way at SummerSlam. So I'm going to say and make it like you said, and it shouldn't really be too much to talk about with this match. But Jacob Fatu going to win and walk out, and we'll probably see match number 2 at SummerSlam. And I even talked about it on my preview show. I think this isn't the last time, and we're going to see a lot of matches between these two for a minute that I think it's going to continue to go on.
Well, and you'll probably see Jacob Fatu have like a couple singles matches against like JC Mateo, maybe Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, who
they could
Great
come
Brown
back
Hope.
Too. I did
Yeah.
something that they could come back tonight too, so that's a thing to keep an eye on.
That's what Great Brown Hope thinks is going to happen. He said they're going to come back and help Solo win the belt. They only said Hikuleo is in Saudi to throw people off. And he might be right, Mike, but do you agree with the Great Brown Hope? You going with Solo here, or are you going with Jacob?
No, I'm going against the grain. I'm going with Jacob still because and I've noticed this with title reigns in the last handful of years. Like, they've all been underwhelming. And, like, you'll be like, yeah, I defended the belt. Because we all know house shows, which seem to be, like, a thing of the past from what I've been hearing.
They're dead.
House shows only matter when they matter. And I talked about this on our podcast when stuff happens. Like, if there's no cameras there and nothing big event happens, like, nobody remembers that, speaking of, like, the Bloodline, Umaga's first pinfall loss was against Kane at a house show months before he lost to John Cena. That's only because that was in Knoxville. Once again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I read too much wrestling. It was at a house show in Tennessee, but it was months before he lost to John Cena. So technically, Umaga's first pinfall loss was against Kane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that Jacob's first title, though, was the United States title, knowing the lineage of Umaga and the history with that. But
it's the like his title, and I don't, and nothing against Jay. I've been watching Jacob since freaking MLW. I love this dude.
He's so good.
The first time I saw him do that moonsault, I was like, it was picture perfect. I'm like, pardon me.
He nails it every time. Too,
he does. Like they have all these long title reigns with no defenses. It's like the Dean Ambrose U.S. title reign.
Don't get me started with that.
Yeah, I'm using that as a negative. Although, what was it, 13 months or something? He had like 6 defenses. Like, you have these titles, defend them, because if the guys and the ladies keep losing these titles 2 or 3 defenses in, even though they've had the title belt for 9 months,
right?
It makes the titles look like crap, in my opinion.
No, I totally agree.
Solo's a future champion. 100%.
I mean, this will be there'll be another match between these two.
100%. And once again, if anybody remembers to the WrestleMania kickoff thing, this was one of the 2 matches I paid for SummerSlam. They're on this card tonight.
That's right. And we got 2 nights to fill, so
yeah,
we're going to have to load it up.
Solo's give it to Jacob. Yeah. Solo's going to win a mid-card title. Both of these guys I have paid in the future as world champions too. Solo's going to be fine if he loses.
100%.
Is there going to be shenanigans? Oh, of course. It's the Bloodline. There's going to be shenanigans.
Well, I like what Great Brown Hope is saying. He said that Hikuleo has been working dark matches, so he could see him actually siding on Jacob's side, going with the babyface. Then you have Jimmy, Jacob, Hikuleo, and then on the other side of things, you'll have JC Mateo, the Tongans, and Solo.
Yeah, and they're talking about once this whole, now that the whole Jey Uso thing's over, they're going to try to get the Usos back in, and when Usos is one of my all-time favorite tag teams, so I'm happy for that. Yeah.
4 wins on his way back. Yeah, for sure. So
Tino, this is Jacob.
Yeah, Tino, I got your pick on this one, right? You said you're going with Solo?
Jacob Fatu.
Oh, we're all going with Jacob. Okay.
Fatu.
I wasn't expecting that, but
nice
all right. I like it. Tase Lua Fatu. I butchered that. I don't know what the beginning of his thing is. I'm not Samoan.
Gas, no break.
Yarami Fatu!
I love that dude so much, it's not even funny.
Charisma fears Jacob Fatu.
He may be one of my favorites on television.
Him and Braun Breaker can main event WrestleMania for 10 years and I won't be mad.
I don't have a lot of like favorite guys on television. To me, he's up there with Swerve as like my favorite guys on television currently.
High praise.
I love Swerve.
All gas, no brains. All right, solo defender over here. Great Brown Hope.
Don't worry, he's the Michael the VK Wall Street of the BWO. Okay, so he doesn't speak for us.
Fair enough. We got 3 matches to talk about. King and Queen of the Ring finals going down at Night of Champions. First off, let's start with the ladies. Jade Cargill taking on Asuka. Another difficult pick here because you really could see a world where Asuka wins and where Jade wins. So, Tino, I'm going to put you on the spot here first. Who's walking out as Queen of the Ring and getting that title shot?
Man, I've been itching to talk about this after I asked you that question last night. You were like, we gotta wait. I was like, and I even said it last night. I think that this match is going to be really good, and I'm excited to see. But I think that there's reasons for both that could win. And as I said yesterday on SmackDown, I think that Asuka and Io is a match that everybody wants to see, and it's been a dream match. And that is why I think Asuka could win, because obviously the winner goes on to face Io at SummerSlam, whoever wins. But with Jade Cargill, as I said, like with that TNT, with her winning the championship, the TNT champion,
TBS at the time. Yeah,
I get confused with the TBS.
Court TV.
they're all Turner.
But when she went like that and she was going undefeated and everything, she felt so strong. And for a second there, I just kind of felt like she's kind of lost that. And I think her winning this would really help out and give her that thing. And, I would not hate to see Jade and Io either. But I just still think that Asuka is somehow going to win. And she just came back and they want her to, maybe try to rekindle something. And they gave her old music back. And,
just putting it right back into the main event.
And so that's the thing. I don't think that it could hurt. I don't think it would hurt Jade Cargill. So, and that's the thing with Jade. If Jade wins, there's rumors that, Jade wins and then Naomi cashes in and then we see Jade and Naomi for the title. So I think
that's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, I mean, they definitely have multiple options on the table here and 2 good choices. Great Brown Hope said they could have made Night of Champions 2 nights. I don't know about that, Great Brown Hope.
First night, just
I can't. Yeah, no, I think the big 4 should be 2 nights. The big 4 should be 2 nights.
Yes,
and then all the other quote unquote B-level PLE should just be 1 night.
Well, yeah, just think of the Royal Rumble. You literally can just have the Rumble main event both nights. Simple.
Survivor Series War Games is the main event both nights.
Yeah, I'd be in for it.
Yeah.
And I honestly, and I bought the tickets. You guys know I'm going to SummerSlam.
Hey.
I'm a little worried.
Wait, you spent $40,000, bet?
No, it wasn't 40. I spent like 400, I think.
Oh, so he's sitting on top of the stadium. Got it.
Yeah, no, I'm in the level 2s, I think.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'm not in the nosebleeds. I'm like right smack dab in the middle.
He's like, that's beneath me.
Yeah, I could. With all this money that I'm losing with the main event network. No, I'm kidding. Jade Cargill versus Asuka, Queen of the Ring final. Paperclip Mike, who you got?
Yeah, like I'm the same thing as like this could go either way, but I think with just Asuka coming back is like, and like once again, Asuka versus Io will slap.
Yeah.
That match could be, if they go with that could be your sleeper match at SummerSlam.
Well, they could still go with that even with her losing.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way I see this, once again, I'm not a big fantasy booker fan, but however, what you can do is that you can have Naomi interfere, cost Jade the match without Asuka knowing, because Naomi can do this whole thing, but she'll be damned if Jade's going to be the champion before her.
Oh, yeah.
So she could cost her Queen of the Ring to make sure that she gets the belt before Jade. And then you do it, she's not helping Asuka. She's hurting Jade, which is 2 completely different things. And then you're going to set up Jade versus Naomi at SummerSlam, which would slap.
Yes.
I don't mind a rematch after WrestleMania. I don't mind a rematch with that.
No.
And then you're still going to get the amazing Io versus Asuka for the title. So right there, you just set up 2 awesome matches for SummerSlam.
You know what? You're making sense. Yeah. You're making a lot of sense. And I it's hard for me to disagree, but I'm gonna go with Jade Cargill to be Queen of the Ring here. I just think she needs that defining moment. Asuka's somebody in WWE that has already done it all, and she can get a title opportunity any other way. Jade's somebody that needs to earn a title opportunity, in my opinion, since she's still relatively new to the WWE world. And yeah, her versus Naomi is definitely on the horizon. Whether that's got to have Bianca involved in it, Naomi won that briefcase because Jade was going to eventually get into the world title scene. So I'm going to go with Jade to win. Yeah, Jade Cargill, Queen of the Ring. So we got 2 more to talk about here, guys. Let's go to the King of the Ring final. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. A dream match, I guess you could say. We know the history between these two men, Mike. But I think the winner's kind of obvious in this King of the Ring final.
Especially what I heard with their playing team for SummerSlam, which I disagree with.
Oh, really?
Once again, like, he doesn't need to, like, okay, Cody's going to win. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think Cody's going to win tonight. It's going to be a great match because Randy can go, Cody can go. Yeah, absolutely. But Cody's to the point, he's gotten to a point in his career, at least in WWE, he doesn't need the title. Or at least if you're going to give him, he's always going to be in the world title picture. Why, at least, and I don't want to get on my soapbox because God knows, the King of the Ring used to be, we're going to elevate some guys up to the top.
New talent.
Owen won it in 94, and then you had, like, Shamrock had won it, Mr. Ass had won it, Lesnar won it in 2002 before he got his first title reign. It used to be used to elevate, or at least try to elevate. We won't talk about
even Wade Barrett, like in the modern day, that was
King Mabel was 95. We don't talk about 95.
Hey, don't talk
because that's how we got Diesel versus Mabel at SummerSlam that year. We don't talk about that. But it used to be made to elevate, or like Xavier Woods won it a couple years ago. You use it to elevate people to see, hey, we're going to gauge if you can move up. Does do Cody at this point in their careers? Do Cody or Randy, which once again I'm a big fan of both, not knocking either. Do they need to win it?
Absolutely not.
This is what you would give this to guys like your Austin Theories, your Grayson Wallers, your Garganos, your Ciampas.
Well, why even put the stipulation on it? Why not just keep it as a gimmick, like King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring? We don't need to make it a SummerSlam play-in match.
They used to be like, that's how Mabel got his title shot. That's how Lesnar got. Okay. When Lesnar won in 2002, that's when he fought The Rock at SummerSlam for the world title.
Gotcha.
It used like a lot of time, or like Mr. Ass. That's when he ended up getting that match with The Rock at SummerSlam that basically buried him severely. We know about that promo. But it's like, well, because like Royal Rumble in 93, they started doing the winner gets a title shot at WrestleMania. That used to be just for a cash prize.
Yeah. For
the first handful of years. But once again, Cody's going to win. We're going to get Cena versus Cody at SummerSlam. Like, I'm spoiling who I'm picking for the
100%, yeah.
But do we need Cody winning the tournament to give? He could just be like, I'm Cody Rhodes, give me a title shot, and they're going to.
Goldberg just did that, and Goldberg lost his last couple matches, and he's
going to lose this one. Yeah, spoiler alert for the next mixer. He's losing that one.
No, he's not. He's going to win, and then Seth's going to cash in.
Oh, God. That's
I hope not, dude.
Seth doesn't need to cash in on Goldberg to make a statement.
I don't think he does. I just think that would be so fun. I'm just going to put it out there.
Great Brown Hope, I am sitting here. I have never been more confident in a match. I will bet my entire bank account that Cody Rhodes is becoming King of the Ring. They advertised Orton versus Cena in St. Louis as the last time ever. Have you heard how they're wording Cena versus Punk? They're saying the final time ever. These are just one-offs. They're not going to go back to any of these matches with John. The only one they're going back to is Cody. Because that's why Cody lost at WrestleMania, to set up the rematch at SummerSlam and then probably take the title off of John Cena at SummerSlam. I'd be very surprised if Cody Rhodes lost this match.
Do you think it's SummerSlam, or do you think they have a third match?
They could.
So
I mean, they could do it at SummerSlam, Tino. John finds a way to win again, and then you do a final third match at the end of the year.
Because as you say, like, you're talking about like these one-offs. We're running out of people for Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Disrespect, Mr.
5 months.
Mr. 17 to fight. Yeah. Like, who is he going to fight in his last match? He's not going to fight Orton. He's not going to fight Punk. He's not going to fight...
It's going to be Cody, probably.
Ron Killings.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe it is Ron.
So, and you know dang well what they're going to do is they're going to go back to that moment. Remember, I forgot what show it was, when they were standing at the top of the stage and he held up his hand. We're going to get that moment like we did with Rock and Hogan and Rock and Cena, and now it'll be Cena and Cody, and Cena passing the torch to Cody and everything else like that. And that's kind of like, you know, how I feel with that. But yeah, I mean, with this match, I'm excited. I've been talking about this match for years, since Cody came back. Legacy, they can go way back, and hopefully this isn't the last match that we've seen between these two, because they have so much story to tell that we go back from 2009 that we can, like, I just watched Night of Champions, and Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes fought each other for the Intercontinental Championship. And I think Randy Orton was in the backstage watching or something.
Legacy,
like,
yeah.
So it's just like, it goes all the way back to 2011. So it's just like, I want to see more of it. And I just find it interesting. And we see the first one in the finals of the King of the Ring, and as you said, Mike, it's like they used to use this to like elevate people, and now it's just like not like it's like they're adding it to make it feel like bigger for these superstars that really don't need it. That like we could have
the final four was Jay, Cody, Sammy, and Randy. None of them need the King of the Ring at this point.
All former world champions.
Yeah, none of them need it.
Yeah. So I think Cody's gonna win. Obviously, I think we're gonna see Cody and Cena. And like again, it wouldn't make sense to go back on what they said with the final match, the final reckoning, the final everything. You can't go back on that, and that's not what this is again. And I think the only reason why they had John Cena face R-Truth on SmackDown, and now we all know, is to set up the pipe bomb, because that's what happened 14 years ago. Is Cena fought Truth, he got his ass taken. They were just trying to play it, just like we'll talk about the next thing in the next match. What happened last night? You know?
Yeah, absolutely, Tino. Great Brown Hub says Rock shows up to help Cena win. I don't think Rock's showing up, or Travis Scott the Saudi.
Travis Scott can eat it.
Yeah, we don't need to see him. I would have.
See, now I like that idea. Yeah. I like that idea. See,
King Mello.
I love Carmelo. Right there, you could have had him walking around in a crown, doing the whole you had that famous Biggie picture. Like right there is a perfect candidate for a King of the Ring win.
Oh, he's meaning for SummerSlam for the interference. Yeah, Great Brown Hope maybe at SummerSlam. I don't want to see The Rock involved anymore. He has too many fake promises.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Tino? Did you see what?
I was just gonna say, like with Mello and stuff like that. Like if Mello won, like you guys remember that one entrance he did where he had like all the jerseys come down.
Yeah, I was there. That was at Stand and Deliver. I was there in LA.
That was awesome.
It's just like that's like the stuff like where it's just I don't know. Man.
They just got the aura for King of the Ring.
Yeah, they again, and that's what this pay-per-view should be called in reality.
But that's the thing, man. Like, and I'm not sitting here bitching about Triple H's booking, but some of like the major stories are really telegraphed.
The luster's starting to wear away a little bit.
Yeah, the star like studded feuds are kind of predictable, but the mid card, the tag team is kind of random. I would like the bigger stories to feel more random. I feel like we could see the future too much with this title scene with John Cena and whatnot, but. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, because we got what should be the final matchup between my personal favorite rivalry in the history of professional wrestling, John Cena, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Disrespect, the Never Seen 17, taking on Best in the World from Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk. It's unfortunate that this match is happening in Saudi Arabia, but when John said he was going to ruin professional wrestling, boys, he meant it, because we're getting this match here today, and we've kind of already alluded to it, so I'm going to make it short and sweet for my pick. John Cena, somehow, some way, is going to find a way to hold on to that title, and he will face off against Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. I don't think there's much else to it, Tino, but I am very much looking forward to seeing the callbacks they do in this match.
I think that's all what it is. That's literally what this rivalry has been, from the pipe bomb, the last night, freaking Punk coming out in the Cubs jersey and the backwards Bulls had, and Punkonomics. That was so great. And it just like that's literally what it's going to be. We're probably going to see a couple blown kisses. We're going to see Cena try to run out like Money in the Bank and everything else like that. And it just
we need J&J security to be the people running in.
I mean, they're both. I think they're both there somewhere.
Right? Jason Jordan. We'll get him out there instead.
Yeah, there you go. Jason Jordan and Jamie Noble. And you know that's the thing. It's going to be a lot of that. And I think with the biggest thing that I've just disliked about like the John Cena heel run, and it's definitely gotten better. I feel like as it went on, it's just the way these matches have been ending. It's like we all know he's gonna hit Punk with the title. There's gonna be a couple shenanigans, and if somebody doesn't come out, then it's gonna be the 1, 2, 3, and that's how it's gonna end. And even last night, I was talking to J Dog and after the episode, and he was like, "Did you even realize John Cena didn't say one word?" I was like, "I did not even like."
That's right.
So I was just like, and that counts as an appearance. So
he's gonna murder CM Punk if he didn't say a word last night.
So that's the thing too, and like you even mentioned it too when we were watching like Asuka and Jade. You're like, well, Asuka got on top, so it's like it's always so funny how you go back to like the show before that happens. But yeah, Cena's gonna win, and we'll see what happens. And I've enjoyed them going back to some of those callbacks because it just like, I don't know, for me, that just brings back the nostalgia of all of it.
Yeah.
Because again, these matches, and Cena even said the last 5-10 years, he's not been the same wrestler. And sadly, he just can't wrestle like he once could when he was, as JBL liked to say, the GOAT and the big time John and big match John. He just can't do that anymore, sadly. So.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fun if CM Punk were to win, Mike, but I think I know where your head's at here.
Yeah. Yeah, like no, like once again, like these are glorified house shows. Like they're not gonna, no matter how much money they're throwing at them. Like I remember when they first did the Saudi show, they wanted Yokozuna. So that's true. They actually wanted Yokozuna for one of the first
Who
Saudi
had passed?
shows. Yeah, like no, like swear to God, look it up. Like so, they're not gonna put any. They're gonna take the check, but they're not gonna put any energy into this. John Cena's gonna win with like a belt shot or a low blow. It's gonna be the same matches. It's gonna be good.
It should
Like
be.
John, over the years, John Cena's gotten crap that he can't wrestle. Like he's been in some amazing matches with many different wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like that TLC match he had with Edge was at Unforgiven in Toronto,
I don't remember that
where
one.
he
Hell
FU'd.
yeah.
Yeah, where he FU'd Edge off the ladder, top of the ladder, through the tables.
Was it like 3 or 4 laps? That was. I think I watched that match like.
Oh, it's
I
one of the best. It's
I gotta
one of my
see it.
favorite matches. Yeah,
Oh,
it's. I want to say
Yeah,
because
let
that
me
was
know.
the year
Unforgiven
Boston was in, or
2000.
SummerSlam was in Boston, and
Yeah.
Edge beat Cena at SummerSlam in Boston. So then they had a match in Toronto, which is supposed to be Edge's hometown,
Uh-huh.
and they had this TLC match where they were booing John Cena and cheering Edge.
Yeah.
By the end of the match, the crowd had flipped.
That's awesome.
And it ended with him FUing. It's an FU. I'm sorry, FUing Edge off the ladder through tables to win the TLC match to win the title. It's one of my favorite matches either one of them ever did, and Edge is in my Mount Rushmore.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Edge is in my Mount Rushmore.
That's
With
fair.
The only
match-
modern, quote unquote, modern wrestler on my Mount Rushmore. So if that says how much I like Edge,
It does.
How much
Yeah.
you know.
yeah,
And with-
Steamboat,
and with this-
Edge, Regal, and Eddie.
Gotcha.
I love it. With this match too, what I was just thinking about, what if somehow, because Mr. Ron Killings came out like 2-3 times yesterday and got his
Yeah.
ass kicked by Aleister Black a couple times. What if somehow John Cena tries to work his way and have R-Truth try to like help him win tonight, and that's the interference where R-Truth like does something to help John Cena win, and that's the way Cena wins tonight, because I don't
Maybe.
really know anybody else that, and I just feel like it's been the same with John Cena. He's had some type of help in almost every match, if it's like any.
And I think that's the point, though, Tina. They
Yeah.
want you to be tired of the same thing happening over and over again, because it
Exactly.
goes back to the statement, I'm here to ruin professional wrestling. There's a
Yes.
reason they keep showing that clip on TV. Because
Yeah.
you're going to get the same thing, copy and paste, play the hits, John Cena, yada, yada, yada. That's just what it is.
Yada yada yada.
We're gonna watch it, right? We're gonna be here. We talk about it every single week. We're doing main event moves all the time over here, guys. So make sure you give us a follow on all the socials at @mainevent_net for more main event moves. Give us a follow on our personal pages. My boys over here are always streaming. Tina, what you got coming up? Do you know what your schedule's looking like for next week?
Well, I mean, it doesn't. We haven't got through this week yet. I try to take one day at a
This
time.
is true. Yeah, you're going live right after this,
I
aren't
was
you?
gonna say we go live in 1 hour for Night of Champions. So once we're done here, take a little break and come and hang out, as I'll be live all day for the show, and then obviously next week Raw, NXT, SmackDown, all the usual stuff like that. But you can find me on Tino's Time. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers.
Woo!
I appreciate you guys always and helping and being there and supporting. So, yeah, come and hang out, watch Night of Champions, and then we can go enjoy the rest of our weekend. It's nice day as of right now in Wisconsin, but it changes every once in a while. So,
Welcome
You
to
know,
the
coach.
Midwest. That's
Yeah,
that's
well.
how it goes. Great Brown Hope said I'm off Sunday, Monday, Thursday. If y'all need me, hey, I'm off next week from OTM. It's a busy week for me with the 4th of July coming up, so I'm even going to use some more PTO next week. So I got nothing to plug.
I mean, don't forget we got Great American Bash. We got Evolution coming up.
Oh,
We
I
got
know. We got 2
Saturday
more
Night
mixers.
in the back.
Yeah, we got 2 more mixers. July
Never
12th.
ends.
Yeah, never ends over here. Mike, why don't you remind the listeners where they can find you and tell them a little bit what you got coming up.
In front of my damn computer is where you can find me.
All day.
I stream 7 days a week. I already streamed once today. Like this is my second time in front of my webcam already today. and I got
it's
one more
10
after this.
a.m. Huh?
Yeah, well, it's a quarter to 12 for me, but I stream 7 days a week. In the evenings, I'm doing some sort of MMO. I go between Neverwinter, Elder Scrolls Online, and DC Online. I'm actually in the process of buying costumes for the other 2 shows that I don't dress up for.
Hell yeah.
I write, obviously, hopefully sometime soon I get that going up again. Dropkicks and Attractions is coming back hopefully here soon. We got the logo set up. We're down for that. Twitch. I'm going to try to get on the other sides, but right now Twitch, and then Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Like, it's all the same. Look for the name. Look for me.
No. Nobody can take that name.
Yeah, no.
Here. Whoa.
I already got a match with Tino. We can't have Mike.
Hey,
Tino.
look. I have no life. I have no kids. I have no wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I got nothing but time.
Same. I know how it is.
I'm
hey,
single
look at
and I don't want to mingle, so.
There you go. There's your final statement right there. If anybody was wondering, he's not ready to mingle, but he will be live Twitch streaming every single day, similar to Tino, who might be joined by the Great Brown Hope next Monday for Monday Night Raw. So stay tuned for that.
You heard it here. There is a receipt right here. You heard it here. If he's not here on Monday, there's gonna be.
You know how many times I have receipts from the people in this network saying they're going to be here for something and then they bail? Yeah,
I've never missed one.
You've committed to everything. Same with you, Tino. You commit to it and you stick to it.
I got up at 3:30 in the morning for you people.
Yeah, you
Mr.
did.
Great Brown, man. Show
hey,
up.
next year you won't have to do that, Mike, because we got the Sams overseas across the pond. So we'll get them to work that morning shift for you.
Yeah, get their ass up.
Yeah, we'll finally get them involved. So if you want to check out all that good stuff, once again, mainevent_net. We're going to leave. We got to get out of here. We're going to watch Night of Champions here soon. So everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you next time for Main Event Mixer, episode 27.